Hello, my name is Andy. I'm gonna attempt to start doing some YouTube videos. My goal is to follow in the footsteps of some of our highly respected customizers. At the end, I'll discuss who they are. Today, just kind of wanted to introduce myself. As you can see in the background, I've got several displays with all sorts of Hot Wheels. I'm going to go over some of the things that I use as part of my customizing and restoring. Again, most of these things I've learned from others that I've watched. So here we go. One of the most important parts is to have a good work area, space that things can be left alone. You don't have to keep picking it up every time. After that, we got some paint remover that we're going to need. One of the items here is this that you could find at your local Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's. It's a little expensive. I want to say this is about $7 at Walmart. Works really well. However, it is poisonous, lethal. Make sure you're using a well ventilated area. The other is a orange peel. Right this minute I have mine in a mason jar. This stuff works great. It's non-toxic. I simply dip my cars in there with a pair of locking shears. I don't think I have anything in there right now. Usually I leave it sit there for 30 minutes or so, maybe even less. Have your car locked on, dip it in. This works really great. Mason jar works good. This is for the non-spray formula. They do have a spray can as well. Obviously you could spray it all into there, but you might as well just buy the other. I think I have a can of it here. Here, I got lucky just before I moved to California. Walmart had it on clearance. I think the company was changing the product label, so they were clearancing other stuff. So I was able to get it for $5.36, as you can see. Normally it's like $9. Stuff works great. Then along with that, you can either use an old toothbrush or a new toothbrush. Go to the 99-cent store, dollar store, get yourself a toothbrush. You get like 3 of them for $1. Or they also have some other brushes I've found that I've started trying to use. This is a detail brush for cars. It's got a fine brush. This holds up pretty well. You could then just rinse it off with some water. Here's one that I found at a local Target in the houseware, I guess house cleaning goods section. This is holding up very, very well. The bristles aren't falling apart. That's the only thing you're going to have an issue with a toothbrush. After, I don't know, 10 uses of scrubbing, it's going to start falling apart because it's going to start eating the brush. This is from that factory called XO or OXO, whatever you want to call it. This works phenomenal, really sturdy. You can get in there and scrub the little details, so that's another good tool to have. Let's see. Of course, a drill. Drilling out your bases. I do have a smaller one. I also use my Ryobi. With the drill, I try to have the bits in 2 different drills. Can't figure out what I've done with my small drill. It's got to be around here somewhere. So you'll need that. Also, it's a good idea to have a Dremel. This Dremel is a WEN, W-E-N, rotary toolkit. I have it on an extension. Got this awesome easy lock system. This thing works great. You switch out your buffing pads, your cutoff tools, a couple other different things you can use on there. Locks right on really quick. And then you've got your cable that goes up. I've got my Dremel hanging here. Pretty inexpensive one. Can't remember exactly where I got it, whether it was Harbor Freight or something like that. So that works well. All sorts of locking, you want to call them scissors, obviously. These are, I think, a bunch of old medical dental equipment. After so long, they can't use them. Go to a flea market, stuff like that, pick them up. This is a curved one. I've got several different straight ones in various sizes. Got a kind of short one. These are some grabbers. As you can see, the teeth on there, they grab pretty well. I'll occasionally use these to dip some of the stuff into the paint remover. Got a smaller pair, same thing. They lock, so it's good to hold on to little pieces. Works really well. This handy dandy thing I actually found in my old modeling stuff from years ago. It's got basically like a spoon end on it, but then it's also got a flat rectangle end. Works really good for scraping off larger surfaces. That works very, very well. Ouch. Dental picks. If you're familiar with these, you gotta be careful. They're freaking sharp. Poked myself numerous times. You can buy these at Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby, of course, are a little bit more expensive, but I think like $9, something like that. But if you use your 40% off coupon, you get them pretty cheap. Usually, I think they come in this 4-pack if you want the actual picks themselves. They do have a set of scrapers. Those are good to have. Of course, a good cutting device. This one's Westcott setup. Pretty nice, interchangeable. Obviously, the ends you can swap it out. That works good. Got some tiny needle nose pliers. Must have for all different types of things. So get yourself a good pair of these. Don't go cheap on them. These are Tecton. I think maybe cost me like $8, something around there. Good pair. Let's see, a pair of side cutters, snips, depending on what you want to call them. These are a Milwaukee brand. Again, you know, as you slowly build up your tools, buy some good stuff that's going to last you. Initially, you can go to the 99-cent store, get some stuff, but as you go, start, you know, building your tool set. You can have a bunch of them. Small screwdrivers, must have in all sizes. See if I can show this. These are all a bunch of flat heads, Phillip heads, just stuff that I've actually had throughout the years that I've put together. Some of the stuff is probably my late father's, out of his tool sets that he used to have when he was, you know, in the younger days. So I put all those together, have them in a nice little drawer. They come in handy. Let's see. Initially, went with this for my hammer, as I think Bare Metal Hot Wheels calls it, the Magic Hammer. His Magic Hammer. It's a little bit different. I think his has got a brass end on it. This is old. This again, I think, was my dad's. This is what I was initially using to reform some castings, some stuff that was dented, misaligned. However, I have, I guess if you want to say, upgraded, downgraded to a little mini one. Same thing. You can find this at Walmart in the hobby section, arts and crafts area. I think it was like $5.99. Pretty cool little piece. It's got the rubber, the hard rubber end and the soft rubber end. That works really well. And permanent markers. Permanent markers come in really, really handy, filling in little things. They've got the new Sharpie Extreme fade resistant. Good for filling out tail lights and red lines. I know a couple people get slack for using them, say it's the cheap way out, but looks really, really good. Here's an example of one that I just highlighted the rear brake on. It's an original Diora repo boards. Phenomenal wheels. As you can see, the wheels are untouched. Needs a little work, but got this for a pretty reasonable price. Just messing around with that. Sharpie, chisel tip, wide. I've got just about every size and style you can imagine, from this to the massive Magnum. Haven't used this yet, but figured if I can get it open, figure what the heck. Worst case scenario, I can make signs or whatever I need to with it. It's like, again, $5 Walmart. Let's see. These beautiful things. Sharpie paint pens. This one is a gold metallic. These are oil based. I think I have... where is it? Here's a Sharpie white. It's a base coat, oil based, non-metallic. Here's a Sharpie silver metallic. Works really well for little touch-up areas. They've got so many different things out there these days. Here's a Bic fine point gold. Again, just for touch-up spots, things like that. Here's a Craft Smart paint pen, gold in color. Like I said, it's got a pretty small tip, so you can get in there, do some highlights. Of course, you got your regular Sharpie. Well, I say regular, but it's actually an extreme version. These work really, really well. Here's a red paint marker, Hobby Lobby. Same thing. Pilot. Trying out a little bit of everything. See if I can figure out which one lasts the longest, which one's the best, which one doesn't fade as much. That probably could be its own video. They come in packs of 2s at Walmart. Let's see. Silver Bic marking fine point permanent marker. About the same size tip on most of these, you'll see. Don't vary too terribly much. Let's see what we got here. Here's another black Sharpie paint pen, oil-based paint pen. Works really well. And I think lastly along that lines is our beloved Liquid Chrome. Liquid Chrome looks like it's been out for 20 years, it says, 20-year edition. And this is obviously my first video, so if I got background noise or whatever, this is my first attempt, so a little bit nervous. First time attacking this stuff. These things, like I said, you know, I'm going to say they're gold, but they're chrome. Limited, liquid chrome. Awesome, awesome things to have. Come in, I think, 1mm, 2mm, and 4mm. That just depends on the size of the tip. 1 works really, really well for doing your fine stuff. 4 may work better for like bumpers and stuff like that. I think they're about $12. That's a good thing to get with your coupon at Hobby Lobby. Obviously get that 40% coupon. Just download it on your phone. Smart thing to use. If you're going with your wife and your 18-year-old kid, you can each buy one thing, each download the 40% off. That's what I do every time I go. That way I get the most bang for my buck since their prices are so high. Little paint, what do they call it, like a Tubex, so you can measure out some paint, filling up your paint jars for your airbrushing. Should get yourself a couple of those. I think I got another, this one I just got the other day, Deco Premium, say silver paint pen. Haven't tried this one yet. Oil-based metallic paint marker. Gonna give this a shot. These are a little bit less expensive. It's got a chisel tip. Try that out. Let's see how that goes. We got some sanding tools. Here's one more pen. Another Craftsmart silver paint pen. That's more of a round tip, fat round tip, used in special circumstances. These files, sanding files, you can buy these at Hobby Lobby as well. You got a little end, you might see your wife doing her cuticles with it, stuff like that. We're going to use it for models. Want to say like $5.99, $6.99 for a pack of like 10. Also along the same area there with sanding is our little pieces of sanding strips. You can buy these from Hobby Lobby. I say Hobby Lobby because that's what most of us have in our areas. Almost anywhere you go. I've lived in several different states over the last 10 years, and almost every place has had one. All different grits, one grit on each side, come in different packs. The black and gray comes in a pack of like 10 or 20. Same thing with the white and then the blue. All of them are different. These are good to have for getting your fine sanding done. Close-ups. Let's see what else we got. To get yourself some epoxy in case you need to do some repair work. Just got these the other day. This will be my first time using them. Another Hobby Lobby buy. These are a little expensive, like $12 for the set. Should last a while. There's quite a bit of stuff in here. Looks like 4.5 ounces per jar, so it should last for a good amount of time. Get yourself some epoxy. How about super glue? Super glue is important. I've got all types and shapes and sizes. This is Gorilla Super Glue. So far this has worked really, really well. Get this at Walmart, pretty inexpensive. You can always go to your standard testers. Regular cement, toxic, as you can see the danger signs, and then you get your non-toxic testers. So you've got that as well. Let's see. Like I said, I try just about everything. I've got this DAP Rapid Fuse Super Glue. That works pretty well. As you can see, that one's almost gone. Use that a lot. Got your Loctite Go-To Gel, all-purpose glue. Another type of a super glue, a little bit thicker. Goes on thicker. You can paint it pretty well after the fact. Another good option. Let's see what else we got here to show, say everybody, hopefully somebody. We've got our testers, clear parts cement and window maker. I think every hobbyist has got some of this. Works okay. I guess, the more you use it, the probably better you get with it. I don't use it a whole lot. Probably had this for a couple of years sitting around because I used to do model cars and stuff as well. Something you can give a shot. Let's see. Button head screws. So these you'll be using to put your cars back together once you drill and tap. Really small. Eventually I'll have a link where you can buy these. I got these on Amazon for the screws. Get a pack of like 100, I think, something like that. Another thing that I use personally, I found it works well for my wheel swaps, is these hobby for jewelry making pins. They come in black, silver, gold. The one end works pretty well. You can just slide your wheel in there. You don't even have to worry about it. Let me see if I have a wheel handy here. I can kind of show you. This is a Johnny Lightning wheel, but just for an example, you can slide it in there. Boom. Fits very, very snug, very nice. Then the other end, what I end up using are these beads. Same section. We've got these little beads. Get a pair of tweezers. Then I'll glue. I know it's hard to see. I'll glue these little beads on the end. I've got black for some of the wheels. And then I've also got these chromish looking ones. Some of them you can see have got some color to them. I think they're mixed up. I've got them mixed together. Those work really well for the other end. Not too terribly obvious. Obviously, if you're looking really close and you're playing with the cars, it does show. Let me see if I have an example here. Doesn't look like I do, but here's an example of those rods. As you can see right there, the one end is very, very flat, so you can barely even tell. Then the other end, I would run out, snip off really close, super glue one of those beads on, then it'll still roll. This is a work in progress. Cutting out the back so I can fit some bigger wheels in it. It's from that 5-car set. Really nice paint job on it. Got so many projects going at the same time, so that's one of them there. Personally, I'm a paramedic by trade. Alcohol swabs. I've got, go to Sam's Club, buy these, a box of like 800. These come in really handy for wiping up mistakes. You know, if you're doing a touch-up or something, you can wipe it off the grill. If you dump some stuff on your surface or your workstation, you can wipe it off quick. Really cheap for what you get. So that's something to look at. Just recently, after watching a couple other videos, recently got a upgraded glue gun, dual temperature, both high temp and low. Excited to start using this, you know, to fix some different options. This one's pretty cool because it's got like a built-in stand base in that. So Hobby Lobby for the kit, I want to see, it was like $13. Then you get your regular glue sticks that comes with, but then check these out. First time ever seeing these is colored glue sticks. So pretty cool. I think the only color don't have there we go, is pink. Comes in these different colors. Should be really cool for, you know, if you got to fix a hood or something like that. So might be able to blend it in pretty well without even painting it. So they have these at Hobby Lobby. Come in a bunch of mixed colors that you can buy. Got me a set of those just last weekend. Using those soon. Let's move over to my other side of my workstation here. The airbrush setup. We've got both the open top airbrush. This is a Master's airbrush, or Master airbrush, I should say. Then I've got the closed cup, the hose, little compressor, and then the paint booth. As you can see, it's pretty new, but it's been using it a lot. Hooked mine up with some car LED lights. You can see up in there those stick-on strips that you buy to accent your car. Got those hooked up. Comes with this wheel, and then of course you got your parts holder. That thing's almost essential. The other option you have is Cheap Man's Way toilet paper rolls. Save them. Save them. I got a bunch. These things work great. I'll show you an example. They hold almost any car. Just fold it up, form it in there, boom, you got your car holder. Put that on your turntable, spin it around, paint. Can use these things over and over again. There's one that I've used several times, all different colors on it. So until you know they fall apart, you can just keep using them, and they're free. They're gonna go in the garbage anyway. So start saving those if you haven't. Spray paint, I do use both cans and airbrush. Sometimes I'll put the cans into a bottle, like this one. You can see I've used some gold, actually copper type. This was used for headers. I painted a van with this and needed some touch-ups, so I sprayed some of the can into the bottle, then use that in the airbrush, and or you can use a paintbrush on it, one or the other. This stuff is awesome. Metal Coat by Rust-Oleum, or you got your Metal Cast by Duplicolor. Come in a variety of colors. Stuff works great. Get a really, it's almost to a point where you get your Spectraflame color pretty darn close. And if you're not good at airbrushing, like I'm not trying to learn, this will do you. It's pretty darn close. It gives a nice color. Show you an example of a pink one that I used. This is on a bare metal, one of those monster trucks. Came out pretty decent. Just simply cleaned it up, sprayed it. Looks pretty darn close to a pink red line. Of course, there's all different shades of pink red lines, but that's something that holds up really well. Like I was saying, this is header paint, engine metallic. This color is burnt copper. Love it. Looks awesome on cars. So that's something you can use. If you want to re-chrome a base, get your Rust-Oleum chrome. It says metallic, bright silver. Comes out really, really nice on a base. Again, these are, if you don't know how to airbrush, like myself, you can use it. Get these out of the way. And then, of course, you've always got your testers, spray paint. And you can do anything with that. You've got, almost here. Got this stuff, Create FX Orange on clearance. Hobby Lobby, $2.47 a can. Was $6.49. Not going to pass that up. Use it for something, Here's a yellow. Again, on clearance. Here's a Purplicious. Get back to $5.79. Hobby Lobby. This is one coat lacquer. Works really well. Yeah, here's another one coat, Icy Blue. Another one, again, $5.79 for this tiny little thing, but get what you pay for, I guess. Root beer. Testers makes all sorts of good paint. Here's Lime Ice. That looks pretty sharp. Here's another one that was on clearance for $1.54. This was Pearl Yellow. Again, can't pass it up. Clearance. Keep my money. Rather keep it than give it to them. Oops. Classic White. Bottle Master. Getting $6.19. Stuff can be outrageous. Here's another Frosted Glass for $2.37. Gives some stuff some pretty cool effects, even on your Hot Wheels stuff. Whether it be on windows or you've got something that's raw, you want to use. Look at that. Let's see. Alright, I think that's all I'm going to do for right this minute. Could go over some more stuff in the future days. You go this little display thingy here that I've got holding everything that I got at the 99-cent store. It was like $2. Yeah, their name lies. Go with Flat Black Model Master. Really good stuff. $4 a bottle for this stuff. Turn signal amber. Got some orange. So I've got a bunch of those. Got a bunch of the regular small ones. Of course, always get yourself some thinner. Need that for sure. Cleanup work. Here's some acrylic thinner. Testors Aztec. Works really well. $7.49. Again, stuff's getting expensive. So yeah, good lighting. Lighting, as you'll see, I've got these LED lights. Got all these on clearance at Hobby Lobby. Got 3 of them set up. Gives me really good lighting. Here you can see I've got a little like chain hung up here with some work tools on it. Some reading glasses because I'm getting old. Got a shelf. They're from Goodwill. So I think that's going to about end it up. I think I went pretty long. I know normally I see the videos last in like 15-20 minutes. Hopefully I didn't bore anybody. If you like what I've done, see anything wrong, please point it out. Everybody makes mistakes. Again, it's my first time, so I'm going to give this a shot, see if I can follow after some of the great guys that I've been watching, like Bare Metal Hot Wheels, Wheels and Things. Been watching Mr. LED Diecast, Airbrush Asylum. Yeah, so can learn a lot quick. YouTube is great. Hopefully get some followers, get some likes, and we'll start learning this hobby together. Thanks. Have a great night. Give me some comments below on what you think. All right. Peace out.